As I work with local farmers and distributors throughout the state, as opposed to broadline distributors such as Cisco, US Foods, so on and so forth down the line, the differences is that within the packaging and processing that comes from a broadline distributor, they've already done a lot of the research and help for you. Either they've cleaned the greens and they've cleaned the lettuces so that they come in and they don't spoil as fast. They've already picked the green beans for you, packaged them in a standard size that you understand and you can write recipes around them. Same thing when it comes down to canned goods such as diced tomatoes or applesauce. They've kind of determined the proper serving size, and so convenience is the biggest piece. When you break down into dealing with locals, you more or less have to kind of define the process before you even get started purchasing. So the easiest way to go about it, I've found, is that we start with one. We just figure out one product that we want to work with. I started with hamburgers, because hamburgers had always given me a hard time when I came down to trying to use a grass-fed, grass-finished product. One, they didn't taste as good, and two, they didn't cook the same. The rates were much different. The product itself came out to be tough, chewy. It wasn't desirable. It wasn't this soft, malleable piece of meat that we grew up on. I mean, we grew up on something kind of like a McDonald's burger, and when you change, all of a sudden it becomes, not palatable, uninteresting, or just downright, not worthy of service. So we determined that when we start working with the local farmers that we needed to pick one product, work with the farmer or the rancher at that point in time with that product, be able to understand the pack sizes that we need, as well as the process that we need to be used when it comes through our door so that we can have minimal hands touch it before it reaches the plate. So working with the farmers and understanding how you write your recipes into how you want to be able to serve this product is elemental to the success, because you need to be financially secure, as well as we also want to be able to provide the farmer with the source that he can bring his good food to. Farmers generally don't work a lot with institutional chefs. So getting that conversation piece started is also something that was really elemental to the success of this. So understanding the process of how the product came through the door, and then being able to get the communication part down between the farmer were probably the two most difficult pieces. Because produce in the wintertime is produced by these wonderful folks at Mission Mountain Valley Food Enterprises in Ronan. And what we've determined is that we want to be able to provide these great organic products that we get in the summertime throughout the winter. So we started working with Western Montana Growers Co-op. We started working with them in conjunction as to bring the products in the summertime that were grown in abundance, to get them to be processed, frozen, and then brought to us throughout the winter months so that we can still get things like diced and stewed tomatoes, and we can get green beans, we can get winter squashes. Part of the issues that we're going to run into when we deal with a lot of winter squash is that they're very hardy and difficult to process. So it becomes very labor intensive, and a piece that we had always kind of shied away from within the institutions. As we've determined that we can find producers within the state that will then sell in bulk to a processor, and then the processor that they have down in Ronan helps us be able to bring these products in throughout the wintertime months at a reasonable cost. There's plenty of labor goes around between their business and ours that we get a chance to use these great products that the state raises.